Coach Robbin.
We're here at the Mirage JCC in the Stern Family Teaching Kitchen of the Blaise Bernstein School of Culinary Arts. And today, our main discussion is going to be about milks, but I'm just going to show you one thing that we can do with it, and that's going to be tapioca pudding. So I'm quickly going to go through the recipe, and then Robbin is going to explain about all the different milks. So I have here tapioca that I have been soaking, and you can zoom into the tapioca quickly.
Ooh, yum.
All right, so that's been soaking with a little bit of water, and I'm going to add to it the rest of our ingredients. And again, I'm going to have the recipe in the comments later on. So I'm adding regular milk for this one. We have some other flavors that I've done before that we're going to try. I'm going to add the sugar, a little bit of orange zest, salt, and I'm just going to cook that. And now this is going to cook for about 5 minutes. And what we want is for the pearls, the tapioca pearls, to thicken the milk, and then they're going to become translucent. So you have over here the tapioca, and it's very white to begin with. These are small tapioca pearls. You also know the large tapioca as boba. So these are the small tapioca pearls, and when they're cooked and ready, it'll be translucent. So while this is cooking, Robbin is going to explain a little bit about the milks.
Hi everyone. So there are a variety of milks out there for us, right? On average, a typical American would consume about 400 calories through beverages. So that can be sports drinks, milk, sodas, what have you. And so one way to track your calories is through dairies. So one of the Post-its, you can see that we listed the calories, starting with almonds, has the lowest calories, and as you go down the list, we got coconut milk, cashew milk, hemp milk, and you can see the carbs, the proteins, the fats, and how many sugars are included as well. And then it gets higher as you come towards the left of the screen. You got soy milk, which is my favorite, and then regular milk as well. So it's important as you're shopping, if you're a mom or if you're anybody, right, to make sure that you're shopping for the right milks with enough nutrients in all areas. So with regular milk, if you look at it, there is milk, vitamin A, and vitamin D. And if you look at the ingredient list on any of the alternative milks, there tends to be more ingredients added into it for the nutrient benefits, right? And there's sugars as well, so watch out for that. You can see with the regular milk that naturally there's a sugar in it called lactose. So for every 8 ounce, this is calorie serving for every 8 ounce, which is 1 cup of milk. It has around 12 grams of sugar naturally occurring in it. So, I mean, sugars really do help children consume their foods better because that sweet flavor, it adds that taste that we really like. But Liron decided to shop for unsweetened milk to keep it on the healthy side, but she did add some vanilla extract to keep it nice and sweet. Other alternatives that you can add that are 0 calories so that you can watch your weight is also stevia, you got monk fruit out there, so there are different ways to add your own sugar with just basic unsweetened milks. Because when you do look at it, it tends to be on a higher range, right? Later like sometimes it can be like 18 grams of sugar or so, yeah, which is a lot if you're not doing any activity and you're not so active. It's a lot of sugar to consume, and then it'll pass on as weight.
Right, and then also, so this tapioca, obviously, once you've made it, you can adjust the recipe to the way you like it. I'm actually going to turn it off now, and I'm going to add the vanilla to it. I'm going to make it quiet in the kitchen. Now that I'm done, I'm going to stir in the vanilla, and then I don't know if the cameras can get it, but now the tapioca pearls have turned translucent. So there may be a few that still have that white center, but most of them are translucent, and it's thickened the milk. Now I can talk a little softer. All right, so now that this is ready, and this option I actually did with regular milk, but we have here some other options that we're gonna have some taste testers that are with the other milks. And I purposely did them. This is a really good vegan dessert. because it's also vegan and it's also gluten-free. And you can just top it up with fruit. You don't need to mix it up with anything. I didn't put any more sugars on the fruit. So it's a great, easy, vegan, gluten-free dessert. And I actually used coconut milk, I used hemp milk, and I used almond milk. You can obviously also use soy milk, and you can also mix and match. So you can, if you want some of the nutritional value from the hemp milk, you can just add a little bit, half a cup of the hemp milk instead of part of the coconut milk. You don't have to use only one milk. So now that this is all cooked, I'm going to try and carefully pour it into these bowls that I have.
Ooh. Talent.
Yeah.
There it goes.
And you can scoop it, you can pour it into a measuring cup and then stir it. I'm gonna try not to make a mess. All right, and next is taste testing. So you could eat this warm, but I would suggest refrigerating it for a few hours or overnight, and then it'll let it set a little bit. So there are some people that also like it warm. And now I think we're gonna switch it over because we need Mark to try them. All right, so you should go ahead and try each one of the front three, and then I want you to tell me which you think is which milk.
Oh,
I know.
So you want me to guess?
Well, I would try all three of them, and then you can tell me which
So
one
use a
you like
different
the most. Yeah. Well, you don't have to, or yes, because then you're not double dipping.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna try them all. Go ahead. Very delicious. Hold on.
Is there a difference that you can taste? Yeah, a little bit.
And get some fruit with that one.
That one was not as sweet.
Okay.
Do you know which is which? Yeah. Should I put it back where I found it?
I know where it is. All right, so.
Okay.
What's your rating on them?
I think this was the sweetest, and then I got less sweet as I went.
All right. So obviously there are people that like healthier. They don't necessarily want the sweetest desserts. You can make it a little sweeter if you're making it for kids. But the first one, the sweetest one now, was the coconut milk.
Wow.
The second one that you tried is the almond milk. And the last one that you tried with the least amount of fruit, that was the hemp milk. So for the hemp milk, because it's actually so strong, I added more water than the other milks. So I actually did a higher ratio of the water to the actual milk. So does anyone have any questions that they want to ask? Anything else you want to add, Robin?
Well, yeah, I mean, so living a healthy lifestyle, it's not about like cutting out everything completely, right? It's mostly finding an alternative. So you're gonna want to think like, oh, I'm gonna cut out soda, oh, I'm gonna cut out dessert, but what are you gonna replace instead of that? Like, you can't just cut out that behavior in all. So this is a great alternative if you love those puddings that you find, the packaged puddings that you find that have like 22 grams of calories in it. This is something that you can make at home so you can control how sweet it is, what kind of toppings you get so that you get the fiber and like the minerals and the nutrients from the fruits too. Liron chose like mango, strawberries,
And orange, actually.
and oranges, and obviously you can have fun with it. You can put like blueberries, anything, pomegranates.
Anything. Pomegranates would be great.
Yes.
We have a question. Do you have to cook differently with the different kinds of milks? This is from Shar.
No, they're all cooked the same. So you're basically cooking it on medium, low temperature, depending on the amount that you make. And I made a small amount here because you don't need to have too much, and it cooks faster if it's smaller amounts. It literally just took 5 minutes of cooking. You do need to constantly stir. And I'll have the recipe up on the comments in about 10-15 minutes.
And And one more thing, let's talk about the texture of different milks, because there is a difference, right, Liron?
There are some differences. I don't think they're all the same. I can tell that some are thicker. I think cashew milk is going to be probably a little bit thicker.
Yes.
And
I feel like almond milk is like the thinnest one, like watery base. So when I'm mixing my drinks, like let's say protein drinks, like I like it a little bit on the watery side. So when I mix it with cashew, you can tell like how thick it gets. Yeah, there's definitely a difference in taste and texture.
For sure.
Yeah. Any more questions out there?
All right, we'll be back with you in 2 weeks. And if you have any other subjects that you'd like us to talk about, feel free to put it in the comments as well, and we will address them next time. All right, bye everyone. Happy Friday.
Stay healthy. Shabbat shalom.